Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 28 of Aokana, Ao no Kanata no Fōrism. Last time we are just about finishing the informational, like a bit of a story regarding Mashiro, getting close to her, getting all that out of the way in a sense. We've found a few more things regarding her. One of them, surprisingly, I didn't actually think about, was she actually has, from what we can gather, bad eyesight. And from what we know, she doesn't like people knowing about it. So, but other than that, Masaya has started to get closer and closer to her. No, it's not as bad as before this whole arc started. So it's interesting to see how that is slowly progressing. And I feel like we're just about hit the edge of it. Because the next one is about the studying. And that was brought up again last time. So I think it's going to be pretty soon when that starts. As for this now, I think this is just after we found out about her glasses, as well as talking about who's going to be teaching who. So we've made it so that Misaki is going to be teaching Asuka. Madoka will be taking hold of Shion. And Masaya will be trying to help Mashiro, if I can recall correctly. The reason why there was obvious reason why they didn't want Mashiro and Misaki together, because they probably wouldn't be able to get anything done. Well, Mashiro, that is. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few things going to be interesting today. Finishing off Mashiro, studying, as well as possibly even something extra with Rika. But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Later that day, after practice, I inform a not-so-happy Mashiro about her having to study for midterms. However, don't just suddenly pull out your PSQ. Talk to me.
わかりませんか？試験集だって最後は美味しいご飯が出るんですよ。
Trying to evade it. Madoka made a similar comparison earlier. Is that the new hip thing? Did I miss a memo at some point? Basically, you want to go on one last hunt before we get down staying for a week, yeah? Mashiro nods in response to my question.
みんなを誘うのもちょっと気が引けますし。
Well, yeah, there isn't much time before the midterms. I say as I turn on my PSQ.
先輩、最近質問に来ること減りましたね。
I've gotten a lot better, so I can handle most things on my own now. Speaking about Monster Hunter, it's actually quite interesting. There's been quite a peak in interest lately because of the new Monster Hunter that was announced. Thinking of starting it up again myself. Well, I'll have to see. Why does she seem upset?
マサヤ先輩って散々女に貢がせた後にポイッとかしてそうですよね。
What gave you that idea?
なんとなくです。
Getting insulted based on a hunch feels pretty damn bad. Don't tell me. Do you want to play with me, Mashiro? Obviously, in regards to that, it's referring to what she was saying.
何言ってるんです？
Interesting, yeah, she says, "Nanite irun desu." Something about that. Something about saying What are you even saying? But yeah, don't get full of yourself. Don't joke around, in a sense, kind of that feeling. And with that, she falls silent again. For a while, I only hear the sound of her button mashing. Oh yeah. Quite interesting. It sounds... Yeah, okay. It was quite hard to hear it, obviously. Mitta yo ne is more like, you saw, didn't you, in a sense. It's kind of similar, but not really. Eventually, Mashiro mutters something suddenly. That's what she meant. Sure did. So, who's about doing this? Mita. I saw. Sure, it just sounds weird to me, I don't know why. The way he was saying Mita is more like he was just pushing it to the side, and it's kind of like, yeah, I did, in a sense, like, nothing about it. Hmm? Oh, that's her. Maybe she was just expecting him to say something, but as he was saying, he doesn't really... Yeah, sure, he saw it, but there's nothing about it. Yeah. Should I tell her I don't want to because I see her getting mad, no matter what I say? Nah, that won't help any. I don't know why they cut that off. Still, I wonder what she wants to say, wants me to say. I don't really have one. I don't think so. Would you believe me if I said I thought you looked cute? You promised not to get mad. Yes, she wasn't expecting that. She's so enraged that her face has turned bright red. Yeah, I would never have thought of that. I don't know if this is the way they write it, but to me, they make Masaya into somebody who really cannot read people, in a sense. He seems pretty bad at reading the atmosphere, the way people react, what they could be thinking about. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it. I'm being honest when I say I thought you looked cute. It's up to you whether you want to believe me or not. I pursue the monster on my screen as I say that. 1 or 2 more hits and I'll be down for the count. Alright, time to finish off. I'm taking the killing blow today. I hold down the button to charge up my overhead slash. The level 2 charge animation goes off. Level 3 now. All I need to do is let go of the button. My devastating strike will obliterate the monster.
Hey.
Did she steal it? Hey, why'd you kick me? Yeah, right, I clearly heard you say, take this, right before you hit me. After that, Mashiro kept getting in the way as I tried to finish off the monster. which gave it time to return to its nest and recover. In the end, we barely managed to beat it before the time ran out. With that, Mashiro's last meal came to an end, and from then on, all of our scheduled practices were replaced with study sessions. Asuka was tutored by Misaki, Mashiro by Maruka, and Prez by himself. Okay, so we are by ourselves then. Everyone kept working diligently with the help of their teachers. The only real exception was that one time I happened to spot Misaki getting junk food because of her udon withdrawal. 1 week later, it's time for the midterms. Okay, going straight past the studying session. I was expecting some nice event like them getting together, having a little study thing. Some things one or two things happen, and there's just something happens. I guess you could say. It's just thought something would happen. I didn't expect it just to go right past it. Okay. The classroom has transformed into a silent space. Well, I just thought now it's understandable. This visual novel is more about flying circus, the sport, and the club. It's not a. It is a school life, slice of life type thing, but it's more. It's less school life genred, so I can understand that, I guess. The unique atmosphere makes me feel restless, so I end up worrying about how things are going for all the others. I hope everyone's doing okay. I look around the classroom. Okay. Misaki has already flipped her test over and started napping. Okay, so it's already over. It may look like she's just given up on the test and untrained eye, but that's actually her way of claiming victory. Pretty impressive. I'm sure the answers written on the other side of her sheet add up to a near perfect score. Well, there's nothing to worry about in her case, but what about Asuka? I glance in the direction of Asuka's desk. Diligent. She's single-mindedly filling in the answers. The incredible aura of focus she's radiating is something else. Well, glad to see she's not freaking out anymore. Based on her current attitude, I doubt she's going to fail. That just leaves one person. I heave a little sigh as I think of poor Mashiro. If she doesn't overcome this hurdle, all the time we spend together trying to repair our relationship will be for nothing. I really want her to make it. If only I could write the tests for her, that's not gonna help her. Okay, even I know that's a little much. And it's not putting a lot of faith in her as well. We've focused on Mashiro a lot lately, which has led to me being a little overprotective. The 3 days of midterms finally come to an end. Okay, they're also skipping that altogether. It is I've already finished grading all the tests, so we have our marks already. Wow, that was quick. Huh, not too shabby. I'm happy with my results. I got between 80 and 90 on most subjects. My lowest grade was a 74 in math, which is my worst subject. And that's still far from a failing grade.
では、これで中間テストは終了とする。
It seems we're finally free.
よし、それじゃあ青柳、号令だ。
起立
Depending on how the others performed, our club could cease to exist. Damn it. My heart's racing. Asuka.
Giku.
A Giku. It's like, You got something to hide? Okay, that sound has me worried. Yeah.
そんなことはないですよ。ないですよ。
Okay, so either she has failed, or she has just passed and she's quite not happy with her results regardless. Did you fail the test? Asuka forms a feeble smile.
ダメではなかったんですが。
But she shows me the test she got back instead of elaborating. Sorry, let me just say that again.
ダメではなかったんですが。
Oh, sorry, Sometimes it's a bit hard for me too, because I'm trying to focus on the Japanese and English as well. Because the way it works, sometimes it's flipped, the way you're trying to understand it. So here you asked, did you fail a test? And obviously I wasn't focusing on the English whatsoever at that time, I don't know why. She says she didn't fail. But, so yeah, so she didn't fail. But did she do too well, or did she just pass? Let me see. True to her word, she hasn't failed a single test. She did well enough to pass everything, which is the condition she needed to meet to remain a part of our club. However, her grades are definitely nothing to be proud of. I mean, from her previous reaction to the tests, even just passing should be quite a joyful thing, even if it's low.
判断に困るって顔してます、マセヤさん。
That's because I don't. She got between 50 and 60 across the board, so I don't really know if I should be congratulating her. I mean, honestly speaking, that is alright. Well, I actually don't know the pass, the pass mark, I guess you could say, for Japanese schools. Because obviously I think it's different for different countries, different schools, different prefectures, different, I don't know, so from my area, it's 40 if I recall. Oh, what do I do here?
おー、点数報告会始まってるんだね。
Not exactly.
アスカちゃん、なんとかクリアだね。よかったじゃない。
Asuka responds rather awkwardly. I guess she's not too happy with her results. Makes sense.
ねえねえ、私の答案見る？
I don't think there's a point. How did Press do, Madoka? Yeah, he's skipping her entirely.
おーい、1ミリもこっち見ないでスルーすんな。
I can't really tell how you did, so there's no point in looking at them. Like I said, Misaki is so smart that it makes me question whether God really exists. Though, looking at her odd personality, or the fact that she's so addicted to udon, it seems clear she has a few screws loose up there.
つまんない。いいからさっさとうどん会しようよ。
Misaki says that as she folds her tests into paper airplanes. Wow. I see numbers like 198 on the edges and find myself rendered speechless by the inherent difference in tone between us.
ま、美咲は安定枠よね。
Back on topic. How did Prez do? Monica forms a wry smile in response to my question.
測ったようにいつも通りだよ。40点から42点の間で全教科統一してた。
Okay, so yeah, probably the same for T. And he's just on edge. I see. I feel relieved, but at the same time, I know it's far too close for comfort. If we were classmates, I'd probably have told him to study more, but since he's a year older than me, I can't say anything.
とりあえずケツは蹴っておいたから。
Thanks. That leaves only Mashiro, huh? She usually comes rushing into our classroom though when school's done for the day.
来ないということはやばい匂いがする。
I don't know. From what I could tell from her personality and what we saw in the classroom, she does seem diligent. So her not doing well is actually would be surprising in my opinion. Although I do know there are some people who do try hard but still are unable to do well, I should say. Let's go. Everyone nods in response. When we arrive at Mashiro's classroom, we find that it's mostly empty. Most students have left and only remain here and there. Only a few remain here and there. And among those students sitting all by herself is Mashiro, just calling her out. Her body jerks up as I call her name. Okay, she did not do well.
語尾おかしいよマシロッチ。森の奥に住むおばあちゃんみたいな語尾だね。
That instantly heard that and I realized it's two different lines they were saying, yeah. I don't know that. Mori no...
森の奥に住むおばあちゃんみたいな語尾だね。
So something about
森の奥に住むおばあちゃんみたいな語尾だね。
something about a grandma living in a forest country. Sorry, I'm not really that great at some of these words. So in other words, I don't know why they couldn't translate. I guess I think I can understand though, because it's quite known that a lot of obviously the different accents in Japan, and one of the more recognizable ones is Kansai and Tokyo. But there's another one where a lot of the older generations that perhaps live in like rural-ish areas have a real thick accents, and I'm guessing that's probably something similar to what they're referring to in Japanese. So let's hear what Mashiro said in Japanese again. So I think it's around about the end of her sentence where she added something extra. I think that's where it comes from. And obviously, moving this to the western side, I think is understandable. It would have been pretty difficult to translate that nuance about different accents and things like that. That's what I can gather though. I might be wrong, but yeah. Putting Asuka's remark aside, it's clear that Mashiro isn't in a normal state of mind right now. Can we see how you did, Mashiro? Upon hearing my question, Mashiro positions herself in front of the desk as if to guard it.
嫌です。
Mashiro?
嫌です。見せたくないです。
She stows her test papers away in her desk and leaves no room for us to pull them out. Acting like this won't change your results, Mashiro.
マシロ
That's one way of getting it. It reminds me of, for those who have played it or seen it, Danganronpa. Reminds me of those two.
はーい。
Yep.
ほら、怒らないから見せてみて。はーい。
Following Misaki's suggestion, Mashiro begrudgingly pulls out her tests.
これは。
Our reactions all differ, but I'm sure we're all thinking the exact same thing on the inside. Mashiro's grades are mostly below 50. And yeah, that'll be fun. Except she only got a 31 in Classic Japanese and 28 in Geography. In other words, she failed those two tests. So Geography, interesting. And Classic Japanese, okay.
ごめんなさい。ダメでした。
Mashiro's shoulders droop dejectedly. And Madoka is clutching her head, looking extremely sad, as she stands next to her.
予想範囲は間違ってなかったと思うんだけど、何がいけなかったんだろう。
I suppose this is a frustrating result for Madoka as well, since she acted as her tutor.
先輩。
Yeah?
これで部活できなくなるんですか？私。
Again, this is one thing I mentioned last time was she's not saying anything about quitting the FC club.
これで部活できなくなるんですか？私。
So will I be unable to participate in the club now? So it's just being barred from doing the club until she redoes her test, retakes her exam. I'm sure there are makeup exams. I'm pretty sure that. And so she does that, she will not be able to participate. Masha looks at me with unsteady eyes. Naturally, I know this is no time to tease her, and so I've almost smiled in an attempt to ease her tension before telling her how to fix the issue. Don't worry, you still have the makeup tests. You'll be fine as long as you pass those. Yeah, okay. So again, I don't understand why they're referring to it quitting. There's no... They don't force students to just quit a club.
そっか、そうですよね。
So this is a bit of a rant, but so when you say quit a club, that is more like that's quite a negative feeling to it. It makes you think that they will not be able to go back to the club. Whereas the one I was referring to, where they just get barred from it, they get stopped from going to the club. It makes it so that they want the students to focus on studying. Focus on their exam, their makeup exam. And obviously once they are able to pass that, then they can go back. But the quit is a real negative feeling to it. She must have felt dead inside. That's the only way she could have forgotten about the She must have felt dead inside. That's the only way she could have forgotten about the makeup tests.
追試はテスト終了後の翌々日だから、それまでにちゃんと見直しすればいけるよ。
2 days? I would have at least given them a week. I guess they just can't delay for too long.
ごめんなさい、先輩。
But then again, it's like you won't have club for 2 days. I mean, you already haven't been doing club because of your studying either anyway, so...
いいよいいよ、次はさっくりクリアして何の心配もなくうどん会やろう。うどん、今うどんって言った。
Misaki, quiet.
そういえば私初めてかもです。ましろちゃんの家に行くのって。そっか、じゃあ楽しみだね。
But you've got a few days of hard work ahead of you before we can do that, Mashiro.
わかってます。もちろん。
Mashiro still appears uneasy, which makes Madoka pound her chest confidently.
いけるいける。それ終わったら打ち上げうどんだ。私に任せなさいって。
Okay, so I complained, not complained, but mentioned that I was a bit sad that I didn't have any like study group type thing, but they can have one now. This would actually be a good, because everyone's passed except for Mashiro, so Mashiro is the only one who needs to study, and she only needs to focus on 2 subjects. If people group up and teach her those 2 subjects instead of just one person teaching, it might fix some possible errors or mistakes in the teaching. I don't think it was the issue, but I feel like it would be pretty good.
いけますかね。いけるよ。気合い入れていこう。いきます。それで息抜きします。
Malika shines in these situations. Asuka's straightforward attitude makes it hard for her to cheer up people. And Misaki doesn't seem to care about anything other than udon, so neither of them are much help. Our manager is doing a great job.
ありがとう。でもこの後のフォローはお願いね。
The other problem, is that referring to Prez or... For some reason, Madoka directs a stiff smile at me. Huh?
ひなたくん、後ろ後ろ。
Yeah. Slowly turn around and then take in a scary sight.
ほん、息抜きか。それもいいな。
Ao is standing there with a cold smile on her face. How did she manage to sneak up on us?
先
知っているか、リサカ。息抜きってのはな、緊張を解いて気分転換のために休むことを言うんだ。
生。わかります。
わかるか？それなら今お前がしなきゃいけないこともわかるな。
はい、追試頑張ります。っていつの間にかみんないないし。
But it actually went past my head, but I was actually quite surprised. She was actually upset about not being able to participate in the club. That shows that she's really interested and she wants to continue doing it. 'Cause that was not the type of feeling I had of her when she first joined. She first obviously joined because Misaki was joining. Interesting. I don't really know how Mashiro managed to escape the clutches of it and enraged Aoi-san. The only thing I know for sure is that she went on to devote herself to studying for the makeup exams. In the end, Mashiro successfully passed the test and just barely managed to remain a part of our club. Again, they just skipped right past it. Another perfect moment they could have had to it. Maybe because there's so much to this visual novel that they just thought this is one of the parts they could just cut in a sense or skip past. But the whole studying thing just felt like they could have had so much more potential to it. I guess that's just me being greedy for more. However, Aoi-san lectured me for letting one of my players perform so poorly. I was told to make things go more smoothly on the finals. How do they refer to that in Japanese? I really need to work on my kanji. It's irritating when I can't read it. All things considered, I'm pretty worried about the future. But I can worry about that later. Right now, it's udon party time.
どうもー。あら、みさきちゃん、お久しぶり。踊り込み中です？全然。ほら、そんなところで顔だけ覗かせてないで、みんな入ってきて。っていうか、真白います？真白ならなんだか美咲先輩の気配が。
She's got some radar for Misaki now or something. Seriously, you had to go as soon as you saw my face. And what's with the up with the grimace on your face?
ましろちゃん、こんにちは。お邪魔しまーす。
Her expression quickly changes after she sees everyone else.
本当にうどん会になったんですね。
Look at his faces on them. Well, yeah, didn't we talk about it, Bunch? Mashiro has been against this udon party from the start. However, she reluctantly agreed to it since she was the only one who failed the original tests. Plus, her beloved Misaki-senpai loved the idea, so it was hard for her to say no.
まあまあ、皆さんとりあえず席についてくださいな。お母さん、それともあなたの部屋にしとく？どうぞこちらへ。
どうぞこちらへ。Sorry.
どうぞこちらへ。
どうぞこちらへ, from what I was told, was more of a... It's almost like a waitress leading you to... No, not exactly. It's quite used, well used with waitresses leading you to your seat. But it's also... Because some of the examples I went over when I was learning was when you invite somebody over and you want to lead them to where they can sit. That's also a line you can say to that. Mashiro finally gives up and shows us to a table.
今更ながらましろちゃんのお家、おうどん屋さんだったんですね。
Tell me about it. I only found out a little while back.
転校生のアスカ先輩はともかく、先輩は知っててもおかしくないと思うんですけど。
Interesting. So here she obviously refers to this, but then she also makes it so that she also says that she finds it's weird that how Masaya didn't know about it when she is a transfer student, so there's no excuse for him in a sense.
私も知ってた。美咲と話してる時に話題に出てたしね。マサヤ先輩ってそういう薄情なとこありますよね。はい、どうぞ。
Botan-san has brought us some udon. Thank you. This looks delish, really? He is quite formal in this line. And he's thanking for the food. So... yeah, okay. There's just another line I just disagree on.
悪い男ですよね。
I've got to just ignore them for now.
いいのよ。同じ部活のお友達が来てくれて嬉しいわ。それに、真白の怪我ももう完治するみたいだし。そっか、完治のお祝いもあったんだね。はい、ご心配をおかけしました。
Mashiro says as she brings a bowl of udon to the table.
美味しそうです。アスカ先輩はまだこっちのこと詳しくないかもしれませんけど、四島列島の四島うどんって結構名産なんです。へえ、そうなんですね。
うどん屋だけじゃなく製麺所もたくさんあるからな。
うどんを前にお預け状態の美咲ちゃんがみるみる不機嫌に。どうぞ美咲先輩、皆さんもご一緒に。いただきまーす。
Obviously, they're probably saying itadakimasu. Yep, itadakimasu. We're all digging.
麺細い。
Does look pretty nice. And chopstick holder. It's quite interesting. I think it's a chopstick holder. Looks like one.
お父さん自慢の自家製手延べうどんですから。手延べってよく聞くけど、手打ちと何か違うの？本当の意味は違うかもしれませんが、生地を伸ばして麺にするとき、手打ちは食べる長さに切るんです。で、手延べは細くなるまで一回も切らずにずっと伸ばしていくんですよ。
Interesting.
あ、なんか大変そう。大変よ。一から作り始めたら旗掛けまで9時間10時間かかるんだから。よくわかんないけどすごい。今は製麺所が増えたんだけど、うちはお父さんが手作りにこだわってて。でもそれだけのものではあります。じゃあちょっとチュルッと。
チュルッと。
すごいです。
You should really work on your vocabulary.
口の中で麺が跳ねてる。白魚が口の中で踊りまくってるみたい。
Amanaka, on the other hand of the spectrum, must be reading too much Food Wars. Is that... Okay, yeah. So it's a different yeah. So I can't really read too much of this, but yeah, Doko no Konbini Komiku, which convenience store comics is that from or something? Is he referring to? I think. But yeah, obviously, I think this is more for those that know, that watch anime, manga, visual novels, things like that. Would obviously probably know about Food Wars in regards to food. For those that don't, Food Wars is, or Shokugeki no Soma, is well known for its over-the-top food, I guess you could say, and other bits, I guess you could say. But yeah.
それにこの出汁も美味しいです。何の出汁ですかこれ
？Dashi is stock, so I think they probably obviously remake their own dashi.
アスカ先輩の大好きなものですよ。嘘。
Asuka looks down at her bowl, seemingly losing herself in thought.
パフェ？
I nearly busted out laughing at Asuka as Asuka says that with an utterly serious expression on her face.
あら、顎出し好きなのね。顎？トビウオですよ。焼いて干したのを使うんです。トビウオ？よかったね。私の好きは食材的な意味じゃないんだけど。ごめんなさい。美味しいです。
Asuka says that with a sad look on her face as she continues eating.
私のお父さんが伸ばした麺とお母さんお手製の出汁ですから。
Mashiro throws out her chest proudly.
美咲がマシロッチと仲いい理由がわかるでしょ？
Yep, makes sense to me.
うどん目当てみたいに言わないでください。美咲ちゃん、そうだったの？いえ、まさか。
まどか、ボタンさんの前で変なこと言わないでよ。
It's the way she was saying in the beginning, and as well as the way she looks. Guessing much.
いやー、なんか一方通行の報われない愛なのかと。
おいひなた、 あいつらは何の話をしているんだ？
Don't get involved. Just keep slurping your noodles and let them talk. This whole conversation reeks of trouble.
ちょっと、なんかそれはそれでギブアンドテイクっぽくないですか？ビジネス仲良しみたいな。いやいや、ビジネス仲良しって。
It's not really saying what exactly the same,
だ
but
いたい美
anyway.
咲先輩のおうどんだけはごちそうじゃなくてつけですもんね。あら、初耳。
どうしよう、軽く3桁は食べてる気がする。
You should learn to hold back.
大丈夫です。心配ありません。どうして？聞いた話で本当かどうかはわからないですけど。
It'd be funny to say, like, to get rid of her debt, what she would have to do is marry the owner, in a sense. That way she doesn't really owe them anything, is what she could say to make it seem like...
どうやら借金って籍を入れて夫婦になると白紙になるらしいですよ。
Exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
ボタンさん、うちで採れたタケノコとか山菜でなんとか返済していきますから、どうかどうか。
あらまあ。
Yeah, the dish rattling.
冗談ですよ、美咲先輩。
She was horrified by that idea.
今のところはですけど。ちょっとやっぱガチなんじゃないの？
I don't think she's exactly saying this, but it's more like she being serious or... Anyway, I'll leave it here for today. I'm starting to get into that mood where I feel more thinking about just picking up apart the language. I enjoy doing that. It's quite fun to see it now and then. So one disappointment, I guess you could say. I had a similar thing happen in what was it? I think it was in the 9 series where they went over right past like New Year's and Valentine's, all these other events, or was it in Cavicella? I can't remember. But it just feels like missing well-known events or possible things. Feels like you're missing out in a sense. Especially because, well, the Valentine's and New Year's and all those sort of things, obviously you can't compare them. Those are much more important than this. But yeah, it just feels weird having nothing really happen, and just the whole period just skip time in a sense. In a sense, it's kind of like, did they really even need to have that part in the story? They could have had some other thing in the story instead of the exams. And then have the whatever they did as a reward come to the udon. I guess in one point we saw the differences in people's knowledge, I guess you could say. Misaki is obviously the brightest, while Mashiro's the weakest. You know, the middle ground, in a sense. So I guess that's what we learned. But I mean, is that really important? Who knows? Maybe that'll help in regards to Flying Circus. Anyway, so much for the big event I think was going to happen. As for the next one, I actually don't know. I don't know what we can expect going forward now. We still need to do a little bit more with Rika. We need to do a little bit more with Misaki and Asuka. I think that is mainly because we had such a big long arc of Mashiro, I guess you could say. And it feels like the other ones are kind of haven't had as much screen time, in a sense, in terms of their backstory. Like, we don't know much about Asuka, Misaki, and Rika in a sense. We know a lot more about Mashiro now. Yeah. I'm not sure to say. I'm pretty surprised as well, because Shion was in the background here and there, but he didn't actually get much screen time today as well. Oh well, that will be it for now. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please know what you thought, and I'll see you all next time.